Hiya Tony, I've had a quick look at changing this to automatically keep going up until the maximum stake is reached. So we'll have a go with this race here. Now that racing's finished, 5:30 at Crayford. This looks like it might be the favourite, so we'll see if we can lay this at 3.25, which was the last price matched. So we'll come into our little spreadsheet, Blue Desire, last price match 3.25. We'll go for a lay at, it's just gone to 3.8. We'll put it in at 4 just to see if we can get matched. 4, and we'll try and do it for, I ain't got much in this account, 30 quid. We'll try and do it for 5 quid. Now at the moment our not active is still on no, so we'll change that to Y and we're off and running. So at the moment it's just basically keep checking this price. Oh, look where it's gone. Unbelievable. 4.6 to 5. Wish I'd laid it earlier now. Let's switch to trap number 3. Switch that off. Get rid of these. We'll go for trap 3. That's currently at 4. We'll try and get it at 4. Lay 4 for £5, and we'll activate it. Right, there we go. I don't know if you noticed there. Oh, here we go again. So that wasn't a bad one there actually. What happened there was, as you can see up here, is that immediately as soon as we activated it, 4 must have came into the frame, but only for £3, and we wanted £5 matched. So what happened was it only staked £3 on the first lay at decimal 4, which was a £9 liability, and then it went back in again to get the other 2 the next time 4 appeared, which obviously is a liability of 6. So £5, 3 to 1, £15, everything ties up. This is stopped now, betting, because it's at its maximum. It only wanted to go to a £15 liability for a £5 stake at 4s. And happy days, that looked like it worked okay, to be fair. And everything that we were wanting to hope it to capture actually captured it there. So as you can imagine, if that had been like a £500 lay, 1,500, it would have just kept betting, cancel bet, cancel bet, cancel bet, all the way until it could. We can go in again here. I'll clear this out. I'll try and get my 4 back, and if we can, it'll do it again, because these numbers will all be reset to 0. Now the important thing to remember here is that it's working on this profit and loss. It doesn't work on what's going on here, because this bet ref, bet time, average matched odds and match stake is just for one bet. So the only way that we can continually track the bets going into the system and monitor them and see what our real position is to use this profit column here, which I replicate here in the spreadsheet. What that means is if the guys are putting in other bets into the market, or they're getting involved with other dogs in the race, obviously this profit and loss is going to get altered, and it's going to cause the calculations no end of grief, to be honest. You know, it's going to be all over the place. So really, either they need to find or use a separate account to be doing this on, but I certainly wouldn't recommend, especially if they're playing for high stakes, to be putting their own bets in and then getting this kind of automation to do their other betting. But it seems to be alright. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe this out now. It's only 7 seconds to the race. Save a couple of quid, and well, there you go. As it happens, it's gone back in and laid it again, because 4 appeared in the window again, and we didn't switch off our activation. So once again, we'll switch that off, and we shall close our position. This time it won't fire any bets in, because we've switched it to activate no. There you go. So we made a 44p loss. But basically what happened there was, when I closed the position, I didn't have a minus £15 liability here, so the software thought that it still had to lay up to that liability, so off it went. So that's a great example of, if the guys are doing their own betting in the markets that they're using this spreadsheet for, it is going to continue to keep laying up to the point where it gets its profit and loss for whatever that match stake is up to that price. So you've got to be really careful. And this, again, I cannot stress enough how important this button is here. If you're moving, if you're doing anything like I did there, I cocked it up. If you're doing anything, changing any of these numbers in any way, shape or form, make sure you switch that off. Otherwise this thing is just going to fire in bets every 0.2 of a second, and it could get pretty horrific, you know. So whenever you're messing around, which I should have done there, make that an N, switch it off, and then move on. So while it's an N, we're finished with this race. We've done our 43p. We'll just have a quick look at this race here at Sunderland, see if we can get some action here. As you can see, I've just loaded the race into Gruss. It's automatically now populated down here. Because I've got N, I did have a lay of 4. If I didn't have the N set there and that came in trap 3, any less than 4, it would have tried starting to late, but the N protects me. Now I'm in the second race. Delete that, and reset that, and now I'm ready. Whatever the guys are wanting to lay, looks like this might be the favourite, trap 5. So at 3.5 we'll have a go at laying that. At 3.5 for that 5er again. We're in there now. Change that to a Y. Now as you can see, because even though we're asking for £5 here, it would only lay it for 4, because at the moment there's only £4 available in the pink side. Like before the first race that we done, that worked really well. It'll only put in the bet for the amount that's currently available. If for any reason that gets snapped up, it won't go into the other side because of the way that we're doing the bet. If it doesn't get matched immediately, it kills the rest of the bet. Let's see if we can get this 3.5 to appear in the pink side, and see if we can get a bet. There's 8 minutes to go. See what happens. It'll probably drift. So again, I can't really stress how important A, this button is, and B, certainly the guys when they start using it for the first time, they just want to be using test money, I don't know, 100 quid or something like that. They certainly don't want to be going in chucking thousands at it or anything like that till they get used to moving to the next race, setting the parameters. Make sure that the only things that you change in this spreadsheet are the things that are in green. If you change anything else, all the maths goes out the window, everything, you know. It would just be horrific. Basically you just have to switch it off and forget about it, because some of the workings out and some of the formulas I've had to use on this are quite massive, and it'd be very difficult for somebody who hadn't, let's say, written it to understand all the formula that's in there, you know. And it doesn't look like we're going to get our 3.5 matched yet, does it? So what we'll do is we'll change it to 3.7, see if we can get that. See if it's any better. Still better than the best back price, but still nobody wants to take one. Come on. I'll go and get me tea before the football starts, Tony. Oh, I've got a bit action, get down. Again, you'll see here, even though there's £7 available to lay, we would only lay 5, because that's what we told it the maximum stake is. So it only takes notice of the amount of money in here if it is less than the amount of money that we're trying to lay for. And what it does is it does a calculation based on the profit and loss that it's got. It works out how much it still needs to lay to get to that maximum figure of whatever 5 times 3.7 is, and it should never lay anything more than what is required to get you to that maximum liability. So where it says maximum stake, lay or back, it's not maximum liability, it's how much you want to lay at that price. So the guys just have to be aware of that. Obviously backing, it's maximum anyway. 3.8, oh, 5 at 3.7. Come on, we're in here. As you can see, £3, just about now. There we go, off we go, bang, and then here's another one coming in. So what happened there basically was, is it still going? Yeah, it's still trying hard. Don't know why it's at 0. it's probably a penny out. Yeah, the £13.59. It's eventually stopped now. I don't know why it suddenly stopped there, but it looked like to me that it was trying to get to £13.50, and it kept trying to fire in the bet to get to £13.50. I don't know why it stopped. It's only stopped actually because the selection has drifted a bit. If I take this back out again now, it should start trying to lay it again if it drops back down to 3.7. You'll see now that it's screwed everything up here now because we've taken a profit of 46 pence, and the guys only wanted to lay £5 to 3.7, but what it's done is it's taken that liability and it's now prepared to lay it for £5 and 17 pence, and that's to get it to that liability. And that's because of these bets in here that we've already done. And we've got our 46p here. So we got it there when it dipped down here there before. Here we go again, it's getting in amongst it. Here we go. Okay, so it's done that one, and it's done that one, and now it's stopped. So it's got to its £13.50, which was the target it was trying to get to before. It must have just been a fraction of a penny out, and that was why it kept chucking things in. So what happened there was we laid £5 17 pence at 3.65, and we laid 10 pence at 3.6 as it was dropping down to make up to the £13.50, because remember we had 46 pence or something profit from our trading there before. So, and it stopped betting now, the reason being because the stake would now be zero, because it's matched its maximum liability of £13.50, which is £5 later, 3.7. So I hope that's what you were after. It's not perfect, I'll admit that, but I think it satisfies the criteria that you were suggesting, and give me a shout if there's anything else that you want me to have a look at or change on it. Okay buddy, I'll just see if I can take a quid off this now. There you go. Happy days. Okay mate, catch you soon. Bye bye.